Hey folks, this is Vince with Ads Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Pile Up. This is a game that you can find on Steam's Early Access program for about $10 or so. It is 20% off until June 9th, 2023. So if you like what you see here, you can get the game for slightly cheaper. This is going to be a quick fire review. I spent about half an hour to an hour with this, and I think I got the general gameplay flow. You're going to go in, you're going to construct buildings, you're going to stack buildings, you're going to make this nice little blocky town of sorts, and then you're going to fail. You're going to crash and burn horribly because people are upset with you, and then you come back to the menu on unlock stuff, and then you just keep going and going again. I love the fact that there is an unlock system in this game. You earn scrap as you play, and the better you do in that current run, the more scrap you earn, and then you start unlocking new buildings that you can use in your next run. So there is a progression to this game. As far as I can tell, the game features two different maps of sorts, and one of them is locked at the beginning. But whenever you do start a new game, you'll start off in this blank canvas of sorts, just an empty square. And on the bottom of the screen, there will be buildings that you'll be forced to place down. And when I say forced, you are forced, unless you have some kind of active ability that prevents you from observing that rule. You have to place everything before you can move on to the next turn. So if there's something that you really don't want to place right now, well, you're screwed because you have to put it down. The game is really cool in the sense that when you're placing these blocks down into the environment, various buildings like housing, sometimes there'll be resources that you'll be putting down. The landscape will change around you, and the buildings themselves will sort of reform into something that's very aesthetically pleasing. As far as the resources are concerned, you'll see little bubbles pop up over the houses. Some might demand power. Some might demand, like gardens or parks, whatever. Some might demand water. And on occasion, you'll get those buildings and you'll have to put them down to cover as many homes as possible. And it's a challenge, too, because sometimes you just can't fit everything the way they're supposed to. And there are some buildings that actually go against each other, like placing electricity building next to this gas building, one that provides like gas or whatever, natural gas. It can actually spark an explosion. So you kind of have to also observe where you're placing things. There is a water tank in this game that's leaking, and when you put it on top of something, it'll destroy everything underneath it. Had I known that, I would have not built from the ground up. I would have reserved some space off to the side, or maybe put crappy buildings on top, like always in one spot, so I know I can put a water tank there, because the water tank will just demolish everything under it. And as you just continue building up and going from turn to turn to turn, you will just, your stuff will get higher and higher and higher, and then you'll reach certain checkpoints. If you earn enough scrap, you'll earn the ability to pick between different new unlockable buildings. It's very limited when you first start playing because you haven't unlocked a whole lot at this point. But as you unlock new buildings, those choices will become a bit more, of a variety. Overall, this game wasn't bad. I liked it. I didn't have to play it for long to really get into it. I love, again, graphically, it's great. One complaint that I do have is that there's no dedicated window mode. You can Alt-Enter to force a windowed mode. However, whenever you're loading the menu or loading the game, it will resize back to full screen. Another issue I have with the game is that sometimes the game is too dark. There's no way to change the ambiance in the background. I love the daylight. It makes all the colors pop. But at nighttime, I can't see a darn thing, and there's no accessibility options for me to change that. I wish I could, click a button, make it always daylight, or something like that. That would have been great. But all in all, it's not a bad little puzzler / casual town builder of sorts. It's got some light, resource satisfaction management going on there. But for the most part, it's just a very fun and casual game. Still early access, so I'm not going to comment too much more on that. But yeah, go check this out. It's not a bad game. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I happen to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you all next time. Take care.